What happened in the previous chapter was the continuation of the battle between Mash and Margaret, where Margaret used her second magic, Sound Second, Death Gong. That magic was said to be capable of bringing down anyone, no matter how strong, if it is not stopped. Margaret gave Mash 1 minute to catch her and grab her one to stop her attack. At first, it seemed like Mash couldn't reach her because of her speed, but soon our protagonist found a way. Mash grabbed the floor and lifted half of the arena's surface to minimize the space Margaret could go to. When Margaret assumed it still wouldn't work, Mash managed to match her movements and soon caught her using his pinky finger. Mash threw Margaret and reached for her one, and then he broke it. Because of this, Margaret's second was nullified. In the end, Margaret accepted her defeat to our hero, Mash. After that, Innocent Zero suddenly arrived and stopped time throughout the place. He approached Mash and revealed that he plans to absorb Mash to become complete. And it turns out that Innocent Zero is Mash's father. Crazy! Wahlberg prevented Innocent Zero from taking Mash and using him as a sacrifice to become a perfect human. If Innocent Zero wanted to take Mash, he would have to go through Wahlberg first. Both powerful mages released their weapons. Wahlberg summoned Uranus, the god of sky, while Innocent Zero summoned Kronos, the god of time. What's up, Onii-Chan? Welcome back to our manga recap series about Mashle, Magic and Muscles, a story that mixes elements of Harry Potter and One Punch Man. So, let's start the video. Continuing the exciting story of Mash in a world full of magic, we return to the confrontation between two god-tier mages, Wahlberg and Innocent Zero. An intense aura formed between the two of them. Suddenly, Innocent Zero unleashed a horde of monsters and planned to direct them towards the people there. Wahlberg was shocked and Innocent Zero explained that he doesn't need anyone but Mash, so he intends to kill everyone there. Suddenly, Wahlberg shouted and released a strong magic surrounding him. Because of this, our hero and his friends regained consciousness. Wahlberg told them he would explain what was happening later and asked them to protect the students immediately. Our allies quickly acted to stop these monstrous creatures. Lance wondered what kind of creatures they were, to which Dot replied that he didn't know and only knew that they were evil, as was the situation there. Caldo thought that Innocent Zero was there, so he needed to help Wahlberg. He used his powerful sword to kill the monsters. They were extremely strong, as powerful as double-liners. Dot wondered why there were so many monsters, to which Lance said not to cry and to just continue attacking. The two of them used their personal magic to destroy these deformed minions. Innocent Zero commented that Wahlberg left the situation to just a few people. Wahlberg told him that if he were Innocent Zero, he should be worrying about himself first, and immediately waved his wand. They were teleported to a place where there were no people. Wahlberg said that there they would not be disturbed in their battle. In the arena, our allies continued to fight, commenting that they couldn't even scratch the monsters. Lance explained that they just needed to hang on and backup would arrive. Suddenly, he noticed something and turned around. Upon looking back, they saw a giant spike sphere. Dot shouted out, asking what it was and what might happen if it were to fall on him. Cell War appeared, revealing that he was behind it. Dot noticed this and was startled. Meanwhile, the monsters kept attacking them and seemed to have them cornered. Dot pointed out that while Innocent Zero had been distracting them, none of the monsters had been targeting our cute hero. It seemed like a trap was being set up. Margaret commented that she expected Innocent Zero to have a definite plan to stop Wahlberg. Dot was shocked, asking if she was serious and how she knew this. She explained it was due to her woman's intuition and assumed that Dot might be gay because of his question. Dot suddenly shouted to Mash, saying that they would handle it here. Only Mash could possibly defeat Cell War. Mash agreed and left. Cell War was then shown preparing, while Mash was readying himself. Mash stared at the giant tower made of Cell War's carbon magic as Dot tried to remove it. The problem was that it would take Mash too long to reach the tower, and he would be targeted by the enemies once he started climbing. Suddenly, our hero drew back and kicked the tower with extraordinary strength. The bottom part of it was removed, and our hero repeatedly did this to lower the tower. Dot was dumbfounded, suggesting they should just play Dharma Drop with the tower. Before long, Mash shortened the tower to the point where he was face to face with Cell War. As Cell War looked at Mash, he recalled what Mash had done to him. He said they had met again since the entrance ceremony at Easton. However, Mashle's destruction of his tower was meaningless. As he spoke, Mashle remained silent. Soon, he asked anxiously whether he was correct that Selwar was next to him during the entrance ceremony at Easton. It was clear that Mashle didn't remember Selwar, which triggered an overflowing rage in Selwar. The scene then shifted to Dot, Lance, and Margaret, who were fending off the monsters using their personal magic. Dot commented that it seemed like the ugly creatures were endless. He noticed something on the side, and when he looked, he saw a stroller with a baby in the middle of the battle. He wondered why there was a baby there. Suddenly, the baby cast a spell called BBs, and Dot was transformed into a baby. It showed that Dot could only make baby sounds as a result. The baby laughed and transformed, which Dot noticed. The man introduced himself as Sitter Baby, a member of a group called the Six Criminal Canes. He explained that his magic could turn anyone into a baby, removing their experience and skills in the process. That was how Dot would die, weak and helpless. Dot, speaking in baby sounds, yelled back, saying "really?" challenging the man to taste his magic. He used his Ebfum, or rather Explom, against the man. However, what came out of his wand was just a fart like smoke. Because of this, Baby Dot cried and quickly crawled away from Sitter Baby. In his thoughts, he feared his situation was bad and he was certain to die because he had no magic. He thought he needed Lance's help, so he started looking for him. Soon, he saw Lance and called out to him in his baby voice, asking for help. Lance noticed him, and when he turned to look at him, he stared intensely. Baby Dot shouted, as if he wanted to say something, but couldn't be understood. Because of this, Lance thought Dot was playing a prank on him. He snapped, asking if Dot thought it was a good time to joke around, while Dot kept making baby sounds. Lance was puzzled, stating he couldn't understand a word Dot was saying. Suddenly, someone cast BBs from the side. Lance managed to dodge it while carrying Dot, wondering what kind of magic that was. He realized that was the problem with Dot and why he had become a baby. He said there wouldn't have been a problem, but Dot was still annoying even as a baby. He even found Dot's face irritating. Suddenly, the monsters jumped up, making Lance look over. He quickly used Graveyard to stop them. Annoyed, Lance realized he had to protect Baby Dot while fighting those ugly minions. A noise came from the side, and it turned out a rattle had fallen on the ground. Because of Baby Dot's instincts, he crawled towards it with a smile. Lance was surprised and yelled out, asking where Baby Dot was going. He explained that he had unexpectedly entered the baby zone. Lance lost focus and Sitter cast his magic again. As a result, Lance was hit and also transformed into a baby. Dot shouted while Lance tried to calm him down with their respective baby sounds. He said Dot didn't understand baby sounds, but he realized that even so, he understood that Lance was annoyed with him. Suddenly, a monster attacked them, causing the two to jump and roll away. Another rattle fell, and before long, the two crawled towards it quickly. Because of that, they were nearly killed by the monster. Dot said he couldn't resist his baby instincts, while Lance needed stronger self-control. Sitter commented that their defeat was certain when he cast his magic on them. He said they could only use up to 1/10 of their magical power. Nothing could be happier than a one-sided battle where your enemies were defenseless. He said they couldn't resist, so no one posed a threat to him. Dot thought their situation was bad. Sitter then ordered the monsters to attack them. However, Lance suddenly used sectional Graveyard, which resulted in the weird man Baby and his ugly minions falling. While Sitter lay sprawled out, he wondered how Lance was able to do that despite still being a baby. He said that was impossible. Dot explained that restricting Lance's power didn't make much of a difference. He said he used the loss of his magic to focus on a smaller area. There was no doubt that Dot was facing a powerful magic. The caster was very weak, but despite that, it was still really strong. Lance was indeed the top student that year. Using his baby sounds, Lance taunted Sitter that he was right about the battle being one-sided. Baby Dot commented that he still didn't understand what he was saying. Caldo said that it was rare to see people with talents not matching their age. He didn't expect anything different from Easton. In the end, Baby Lance managed to defeat Sitter, so they returned to normal. In another scene, Selwar was shown fuming at Mashle, telling him not to say that he had forgotten him. The area was enveloped in an intense aura as Mashle just stared there. Mash looked around like an idiot, and in the end, it appeared he really didn't remember. Cell War was dumbfounded there, his face showing a touch of dismay. And that's where this video ends. Do you think, because Mash forgot, Cell War will rage? Our protagonist is forgetful, isn't he? Write your comments down below. If you want more anime and manga recaps, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with new videos.